The cicada's cry rippled through the trees, carried on the wind. Olivier closed his eyes and breathed in the breeze that brought the scent of lavender from fields beyond the hills. Sweat slithered down to his lips and gifted the taste of salt. It spoiled the wind. Olivier opened his eyes. The sun barely breached the canopy over the road, and its rays wouldn't find him in the brush. But he remembered how it felt, the sun kissing his cheeks, riding fast and dodging low boughs atop his steed. They had been good days. The crack of a whip cut the air, and the top of the carriage came into view. The men beside Olivier stirred, gluttonous eyes waiting. They wore no armor, only leather scraps folded and sewn for confidence. Meek muscle lined their frames, but a kind built from necessity. They had never honed their flesh for battle. Unlike Olivier, they were not sculpted from training and virtue. The carriage crested the hill, and its coat of arms blazed, 3 suns backed by 5 white stars. Baron Guillaume de la Roche's emblem. Sprawling vineyards, wide rolling hills, and the taste of wine were conjured. Deeds and feasts in service of glory and the Baron, a man he had looked up to, a man he had loved as a father. The carriage pitched, its wheel dipping into the hole, barely covered with sticks and moss. The horse whinnied, the carriage tipped. Olivier flipped down his visor. Heat pooled around his ears and would veil his face in sweat. He stood, and without sound or sign, the men at his sides burst from the brush. Bolts flew from the carriage compartment, skewering 2 of the attackers. The cell swords replied in kind and surrounded the carriage. In all his finery, they plucked Baron Guillaume from his chestnut chariot and dragged him into the muck. He cowered and begged, but when Guillaume's eyes looked on Olivier, there seemed a glimmer of relief. Not in Olivier's face, the Baron could not see it, but in the shape of a knight. Olivier raised his sword. He had only ever needed 1 strike. With the Baron dead and the carriage cracked open, the sellswords pillaged to their dark hearts' content. The tail of the Baroness's skirt disappeared in the brush as the men whisked her away, still screaming, still pleading. Olivier closed his eyes and remembered the feel of the sun, kisses on his cheek, better days. A whimper called from within the carriage, and Olivier removed his helmet to better see inside. Doe eyes gleamed from the small shape.
Baron's boy, Etienne.
Etienne looked from the 3 suns and 5 stars that lay tarnished over Olivier's chest.
Sir Olivier de Gand, you must help.
Olivier sheathed his sword. He replaced his helm.
Not all oaths can be forgotten.
He found the soft pommel of his miséricorde and put it to use. Quick, clean, merciful.